Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today. My name is Lauren Hyde, and I'm the founder of True Match Surrogacy. I'm also a mom of four, a licensed practical nurse with more than 13 years of healthcare experience, and I've had the unique privilege of being both a surrogate and an egg donor. Those experiences have given me a deep understanding of this journey, not only from a professional perspective, but from a very personal one as well. I founded True Match Surrogacy because I wanted to create an agency that puts people first. Building a family through surrogacy is one of life's most meaningful journeys, and I believe intended parents and surrogates deserve honest guidance, compassionate support, and experienced professionals beside them every step of the way. I'm looking forward to speaking with you today and helping answer your questions. Whether you're just beginning to explore surrogacy or you're actively considering Mexico City as an option, we're grateful you've joined us. During this webinar, we'll walk you through the process, answer the questions we hear most often, and help you better understand what you can expect throughout your journey. By the end of our time together, I hope you'll feel informed, reassured, and confident about the possibilities that surrogacy in Mexico City can offer. If you're exploring surrogacy in Mexico City, you probably have a lot of questions. That's completely understandable. Building a family through surrogacy is a major life decision, and choosing the right program can feel overwhelming. Our goal today is to provide clear, straightforward answers to the questions we hear most often. By the end of this session, you'll have a much better understanding of how our Mexico City program works, what is included, and what you can expect throughout the journey. Let's get started. What does the surrogacy process look like for international couples exploring surrogacy in Mexico City? This is one of the most common questions we receive, so let me walk you through what the journey typically looks like. The first step is determining whether surrogacy in Mexico City is a legal option for your home country. Every country has its own laws regarding parentage and citizenship, so we strongly recommend speaking with a fertility lawyer in your country before moving forward. Our Mexico City program welcomes heterosexual couples, same-sex couples, and single intended parents. Once you've confirmed that Mexico City is a suitable option, you'll schedule an introductory consultation with our team at True Match Surrogacy. This is an opportunity for us to get to know you, understand your family building goals, explain the program in detail, and answer any questions you may have. When you're comfortable moving forward, we'll arrange a second meeting with our partner agency and legal team in Mexico City. During that meeting, we'll review the contracts, explain the legal process, and make sure you have complete clarity before making any commitments. We encourage every family to take the time they need before signing the agreements. This is an important decision, and we want you to feel confident every step of the way. Once the contracts have been signed, we begin the matching process. Finding the right surrogate typically takes about 2 months, although it can take up to 3 months depending on availability and compatibility. You'll receive a detailed surrogate profile that includes photographs, medical history, obstetrical history, and socioeconomic background. Before confirming the match, you'll also have the opportunity to meet your surrogate through a virtual video call. If you don't speak Spanish, don't worry. Our virtual meeting platform includes real-time translation, and our coordinators are fluent in English, French, and Spanish to ensure everyone can communicate comfortably. While the matching process is underway, we'll also begin preparing your embryos. This stage varies depending on your individual circumstances. Some families already have embryos that will be transported to Mexico. Others may ship sperm, travel to Mexico City to provide sperm or eggs, or work with one of our carefully screened egg donors. If you're creating embryos using one of our donor programs, that process typically takes 1 to 3 months. Once the embryos are ready, the fertility clinic schedules the embryo transfer. If the transfer is successful, the pregnancy begins, and we encourage ongoing communication between you and your surrogate throughout the journey. You'll receive regular medical updates, ultrasound reports, and pregnancy progress reports, so you remain involved every step of the way. You may attend these appointments virtually if you wish. Then comes the moment everyone has been waiting for, the birth of your baby. We encourage intended parents to travel to Mexico City before delivery. You'll be welcomed at the hospital, and whenever hospital policies permit, one intended parent may be present during the birth. In Mexico City, cesarean delivery is the standard in surrogacy arrangements. Because the procedure is scheduled in advance, our healthcare team can coordinate everything carefully to provide the best possible care for both the surrogate and your baby. After your baby is discharged from the hospital, you'll return to your accommodation while our legal team completes the final legal steps. Our lawyers will work to obtain a Mexican birth certificate recognizing the intended parent or parents. This process typically takes 4 to 6 weeks, although timelines can vary depending on the court, the judge, and the time of year. Once the birth certificate has been issued, you'll visit your country's embassy or consulate in Mexico City to complete the documentation required for citizenship, a passport, or temporary travel documents. Once those documents are issued, you'll be ready to return home with your newest family member. Throughout the entire journey, our team and our partners in Mexico City will be there to guide you, answer your questions, and support you from your first consultation until you arrive home with your baby. Where are the egg donors from, and what information is available? We work with carefully screened egg donors from across Latin America. Our donor program includes women from Argentina, Brazil, Mexico, and Colombia. Every intended parent receives a comprehensive donor profile before making a decision. These profiles include photographs, family medical history, personal medical information, educational background, physical characteristics, and other personal details. Our goal is to give you enough information to make an informed and confident choice while finding a donor who feels like the right match for your family. What is the cost of the program and what is included? Our all-inclusive Mexico City surrogacy program is 154,000 Canadian dollars. If you're using your own existing embryos, the cost is 146,000 Canadian dollars. To make the financial process more manageable, payments are divided into 4 milestones throughout the journey. The program includes virtually everything you'll need, including IVF treatment, embryo creation and storage, genetic testing for up to 6 embryos, up to 3 embryo transfers, surrogate compensation, medical, psychological, and socioeconomic screening, prenatal care, pregnancy insurance, delivery costs, including a cesarean section if medically required, all legal services within Mexico City. The goal is to provide a predictable, transparent program with very few unexpected expenses. Are there additional costs if the baby requires NICU care? This is an important question because no one can predict every medical outcome. The good news is that the program includes newborn insurance with coverage of up to 7 million Mexican pesos. That insurance is specifically designed to help cover unexpected complications, including neonatal intensive care, or NICU. For many situations, this level of coverage can provide approximately 6 months of NICU care for a singleton pregnancy, or about 3 months for twins. While every medical situation is unique, this insurance provides significant financial protection and peace of mind. Do you assist with accommodation and travel arrangements? Yes, we do. Although we don't book flights or hotels directly, we work closely with intended parents to help make their trip as smooth as possible. We'll provide recommendations for accommodations based on previous clients' experiences, help coordinate travel plans, and answer questions about where to stay and what to expect while you're in Mexico. Our team has guided many families through this process, so we're happy to share what has worked well for others. Is the surrogate's compensation tied to an outcome? No, the surrogate's compensation is not dependent on delivering a baby. Instead, compensation is distributed according to predetermined milestones throughout the pregnancy. This approach is considered ethical and fair because it recognizes the surrogate's commitment, time, and effort throughout the journey, regardless of circumstances beyond anyone's control. Do you work with specialized surrogacy attorneys? Absolutely. We work with one of Mexico's most experienced law firms specializing in surrogacy and assisted reproduction. Their legal team guides intended parents through every stage of the legal process. This includes preparing the surrogacy agreement, managing court proceedings where required, obtaining legal recognition of parentage, and assisting with the documents needed after birth. Having experienced legal professionals involved throughout the journey provides confidence that every step is handled properly and in accordance with Mexican law. What screening do surrogates undergo? Every surrogate completes a thorough screening process before being accepted into the program. This includes comprehensive medical evaluations, including fertility screening. They also undergo psychological assessments to ensure they fully understand the emotional aspects of surrogacy. A social worker completes a home study, and a financial review is conducted as part of the overall evaluation. In addition, surrogates must meet strict obstetrical criteria, including having had no more than 3 previous cesarean sections. Only candidates who successfully complete every stage of the screening process are accepted into the program. What does the timeline look like? While every journey is unique, most intended parents can expect the complete process to take approximately 12 to 15 months. That timeline includes matching with a surrogate, legal preparation, embryo transfer, pregnancy, delivery, and completion of the legal process after birth. Throughout the journey, you'll receive regular updates from our team, copies of medical reports, ultrasound results, and ongoing communication, so you always know what stage you're in. Our goal is to make the process as organized and transparent as possible. Will the surrogate's name appear on the birth certificate? In many cases, no. Whenever possible, the legal process begins during the pregnancy to obtain judicial recognition of parentage before the baby's birth. When that process is successful, the intended parents are listed directly on the original birth certificate, and the surrogate's name does not appear. If that legal recognition cannot be completed before birth, an alternative legal process is available after delivery to obtain recognition of the intended parents and issue the appropriate birth documentation. Our legal team manages this entire process and will guide you every step of the way. What is the embryo transport cost? For intended parents transporting embryos internationally to Mexico, the estimated cost is approximately 9,000 Canadian dollars. This cost is largely driven by the specialized permits, secure cryogenic transportation, customs requirements, and regulatory compliance needed for international reproductive tissue transport. The transport process generally takes about 6 weeks, although timing can vary depending on the country of origin and permit processing. We can also recommend experienced embryo transportation providers and help coordinate the process from start to finish. And that concludes our webinar. Thank you again for joining us today. We hope these answers have given you a clearer understanding of what our Mexico City Surrogacy program offers and what you can expect throughout the journey. At TrueMatch Surrogacy, we believe that every intended parent deserves honest information, experienced guidance, and compassionate support. From your initial consultation to bringing your baby home, our team is here to walk beside you every step of the way. If you have questions that weren't covered today, we'd be happy to answer them during our live question and answer session or in a private consultation afterward. Thank you for spending this time with us. We appreciate the opportunity to be part of your family building journey, and we look forward to speaking with you soon.